This is why you should go to Naples. Yahoo! Beer. We went to Naples for 7 nights and it was fantastic. We flew from London for £150 each, return in September, and when you land, the airport is in the middle of the city, so you can either get a bus or a taxi. Just make sure you get a taxi from the rank, the official ones, and not from some mad lad trying his luck. It should cost around about €25-ish to get into the city, depending on where you're going. Now, we were going to Toledo in the Spanish Quarter, which by luck is where the Maradona mural is. That is Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia. And that is Sophia Loren, she does not play for Napoli. And that is Adele, enjoying a pizza about 2 hours after we landed. Basically, every single pizza in Napoli is, delicious. You should pay roughly €6 for a margarita or something like that. And a bit more, maybe a €10 or something like that, if you're having a diavola or something else that has other bits on it. And I really just like the artwork on this dog food. So anyway, the number one best thing to do in Napoli is to leave it. But the underground of the metro looks absolutely beautiful inside. Look at this, isn't that nice? And we tapped into the metro with our cards, like how you do in London, and we got to Garibaldi Station, which I believe is named after an old Tottenham right back from the 90s. And we went to Pompeii! To get there, you get a train. It takes about an hour. You go past the volcano. I can't remember what it cost, but it was cheap. And you arrive at Pompeii Scavi. And then you cross the road and you are inside the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Pompeii. And so once you actually get inside Pompeii, you walk around and you see all the old stuff. You can hire an audio equipment listening thing, which is basically like a cheap iPhone, Samsung thing, and you hold it to your ear and it tells you all stuff. So if you want to know what you're actually looking at, I'd recommend that. It doesn't tell me what this strange goblin creature was, but I like this goblin. Maybe he's an alien, I don't know, I like him a lot. And you can also go to the theatre, and I found the press box where all my journalist friends will be writing their stories about the play, I suppose. And of course, the best way to round up a lovely day in a World Heritage Site is by looking at some dead people trapped inside of a box. Now, that giant volcano thing is what caused all the damage to that old city, and you can go up and visit the volcano and say hello, and there's 2 ways to do that. You can get a public bus which takes you up there, you can also drive, I suppose, if you're mad, or you can get a private bus transfer. There's a thing called Vesuvius travel or something like that. Basically, you pay a bit of money, you get a private bus, takes you up to the top of the hill, then you climb up it and you come back down again, and that's what they do. You might expect it to look a lot more evil because it's a live volcano, but it's actually just a lovely hill. And you can even buy a glittery panther or some flamboyant military skulls. How better to remember visiting a live volcano than buying a skull covered in glitter that commemorates the Titanic disaster? I'm having a beer on top of a volcano. Having a beer. And so now, as you know, you can buy a beer at the top of the volcano, and I celebrated. And then I learned that the ancient Romans used to drive Fiats. And so we went down the volcano, we travelled back on the train, and we got to Naples where we had some pasta and found this cool craft beer bar where we had some lovely drinks. Sleep time! On day 3 of our visit to Naples, we went to the Maradona mural. It was really fun, very busy. They really seemed to like him there quite a lot. And after that, we went to Sorrento, which is a lovely town down the coast. You can drive it in about an hour and 20, don't drive in Italy, it's mad, or you can get a train that takes about an hour and 10, something like that. And when you get there, it's lovely. Except for this bit at the beach because they wouldn't let us in because it was too busy, and that is in September when it's out of season. So bear that in mind for when you pick when to go to Naples and Sorrento. But I'll tell you what is in season: limoncello spritz. Have these, you must have these. And get some more pizza, and then get the train back. Same deal, really nice and easy, you can trust the trains. You know where's a really good place to stay? Ischia. This is why you should stay there. Because this place is magic. You have to get a ferry from Napoli, so you go to the port, you can book it online as we've kind of established, but you don't really trust that because once you get to the online booking bit, then they tell you that it isn't a ticket, it's a reference number, and do you have a ticket, and you have to buy a ticket there anyway, or they just doesn't make any sense. Basically, you can buy it online, or you can just go to the ferry thing like it's the 90s and they give you a ticket, and that's all fine. And if all goes to plan, it's really easy.
Scusami, facessi perché non Napoli, that's amore.
But the reason we went to Ischia was to relax and play a Monopoly deal, which Adele won, and then relax some more. We spent the largest part of our budget on a really nice hotel, and if you can do the same, I thoroughly recommend it here. It was lovely. It had a private beach, a pool, the room was far nicer than the one I have at home. Could you be the most evil bath in the world? Briefly considered buying this castle, but I didn't have enough euros in my pocket. And we liked our hotel so much, we basically didn't leave that small area for about 3 days. So if you want a real detailed explanation of Ischia, go find another video. But this is just the bit we were in. It was lovely, and we left all relaxed, free as birds. And this is the port of Naples. Look how boaty it is, full of boats. Now you may think you know how traffic lights work, but in Naples, the rules don't apply. Do red lights mean anything? What does green do? It doesn't matter. What you have to do is pick a time to cross the road and just assume they won't run you over. Most of the time, you'll be fine. It's a lot like Frogger. And at the end of your holiday, you can get a bus to the airport rather than a taxi because it's cheaper, and fly home. And this is why you should visit Naples. It's great, especially the stuff that isn't in Naples.